Hi, I'm Sahana. I'm going to walk you through my project AI powered anxiety management platform. I developed this as part of Women Who Code Hackathon. Um, a bit about me, I did my master's in electrical engineering from University of Southern California. Currently living in the UK, I'm also a senior machine learning engineer at Jaguar Land Rover. The social challenge I chose to tackle was health and wellness. In health and wellness, I focused on mental health, particularly anxiety management. Why anxiety? Anxiety is a common mental illness. I chose anxiety because many therapeutic approaches to anxiety incorporate creative exercises in addition to therapy and medication. Current anxiety management tools are very time consuming and very generic. Hypothetically, with exposure to various solutions, Gen AI can suggest patient centric, tailored solutions to the therapist for their patients. This, I believe, can boost patients' engagement in their session. The formal problem statement. Formal problem statement is that this AI powered anxiety management platform is for therapists and their patients with anxiety, aim to have patients more engaged in their progress, and therapists can track their patients' progress in between their regular calls. This is my take on how Gen AI can help therapists and their patients take more out of their sessions. This matters because it can transform anxiety engagement, and before developing on the tool, I basically interviewed therapists to know what their thoughts on about this tool. In interest of time, I'll focus on only two of their insights, which were critical for my MVP's development. Number one, personalized in assignments tailored to clients' learning mode, such as art, yoga, and writing, do enhance engagement and therapeutic outcomes. It is critical to work at patients' pace, especially their willingness to spend availability in a day and to account for demographic details. The Given the time constraints of this project and also the feedback of the interview, I limited my MVP to have basic functionalities. They are one, to have a UI interface where the therapist can view and edit their client details, and second, the system suggests personalized assignments based on the inputs of the therapist. The tech stack I used were basically I coded the entire thing in Python. I use GitLab for version control, Streamlit for basically the UI interface rendering, OpenAI's machine learning models to access the state of the art. OpenAI's API to access the state of the art models. Moving on, let me show you a quick demo before we jump into the key learnings. Um, I have a demo video that basically walks through in detail about this how project work, but this video is like tailored toward presentation, so I'll keep it quick. Like you can see, this basically the first important thing is for the user to enter their OpenAI key. They enter the patient name. The therapist will then fill in the demographic details related to the patient, such as their age, city, languages they speak, academic background, family. Submit. It submits it to the database. They can also view the previous session of the client by clicking on this previous session button. And now focusing on this particular session related details, they can fill in basically what is his preferred mode of learning, availability, budget, prepare a chart, and then when they click the submit, the model runs in the background and returns the results. Like you can see here, we also show the previous session date. This is basically because I ran the session a few minutes before. Let me finish off with the key learnings from my project. Well, I found OpenAI's API amazing to work with. There's strong documentation that can help a user to get started. As the user gets as the user adopts this project, I believe there are many ways of improvement, such as like refining the prompts so that we can fully harness the potential of such a trained model. Like you might have seen the database part in the MVP, I used a local SQLite setup to have a dynamic user experience. I learned how to set up database for the first time, but as the product scales, we can transition to more secure third-party database solutions. Um, Future improvements are like to have a monitoring tool in place, so that therapists can view the progress of assignments as they are happening. There are also like few bugs to fix, such as name ambiguity. Right now I don't support patients with different patients the same names. There's something to consider because it could happen in real life. And also, being an engineer at heart, before this actually becomes a full-fledged project, it's also important to like really test it. Yeah, that's something we need to work on. But anyway, overall I was super grateful to work on this project, and I'm curious to know what